Hey, what's up everybody? YetiNope TV, unfortunately coming back to you with more Love Cup. It seems we've been relegated to eternal damnation in this cup. Hopefully this next league rotation comes quickly and we can finally leave the Love Cup. I did try to run some Master League videos like I told you guys, but just got absolutely smacked running a triple shadow non-legendary team that honestly isn't even that good of a team comp anyways. So stuck in the Love Cup, we'll do what we can to survive and gain elo back where we can. But here we have some videos or some battles of Electrode on lead, trying to just kind of pull a shield advantage or deal with some water types. The OG Slowbro, like as our kind of safe swap and our other water type counter, and then Camerupt in back, hopefully deal with all those Charmers and just deal some pretty generally heavy damage. So we'll see how this team does. Pretty glassy overall, but we do actually have a couple of pretty nice sets here. It's been a bit since I've seen the video, so I don't actually know what happened in the battles themselves, but I do know that they're pretty positive, so I'll take that. That's a really nice collection to have here to show off. Great lead in the beginning. We should be able to outpace to this foul play, I believe, depending on if the opponent wants to overfarm. Looks like we do outpace, so I'll take that. This is super effective foul play damage coming in, so it threatens a shield or pretty heavy damage, and the opponent does give us a shield. But if they only throw a Brutal Swing, I know I can live that and potentially get to another foul play. So we're going to call that bait here, get that Brutal Swing. But no, we can't quite get the foul play. They get the farm down before we can get there. But now I'm double resisting these poison jabs. I've got a shield advantage, so I don't mind coming in shielding a little bit to get some huge farm on this Camerupt. And the opponent doesn't like that. They're going to swap out. But now I've got this like OG Shadow Slowbro on the water type. Although we do have good resistances against anything that they can throw against us, we don't actually have that great of a matchup because our fast type damage water gun isn't really ideal. It's also doing super effective or resisted damage to them, but we can do this pretty heavy neutral hitting psychic on them, and now we might be able to farm down actually, but no, they're gonna let us get to this move. We get this Scald. I have to admit, I don't know where I got this Shadow Slowbo from, but I think I got it off of Wish because it does not get debuffs with that Scald. It's supposed to be what, like a 30% chance or so, and I very rarely get debuffs with that move. I swear my Slowbo is broken and I need to build a new one, but that's okay. Here we should be able to get some damage off and maybe get to another move, but they buff their fast move damage, so we don't get that move off, which is pretty brutal, and I think that's just a loss to win this, or to throw us into this video here, but hopefully that's one of few losses that we've got. Into the next battle, we've got the Electrode into a great lead here. We want to see this here or on our Slowbro. Just do everything we can to keep it away from our Pokemon. But now they swap into a Metachamp, a Psycho Cut Metachamp at that. So they're building up energy very quickly, but not dealing too much super or fast move damage. But I pull a shield with that foul play. I think the opponent could have let that go pretty easily. But now we can come in here, safe swap. We are giving up one of our counters to that water type Pokemon, but we fully wall the potential moveset coming from this Metacham, and I like that. So we can keep farming up. We might even just go for a one shield full farm down, depending on what the opponent wants to do. But we'll probably throw a move here. Yeah, tried to go for a CMP time and a potential Ice Punch, but didn't seem like it panned out. So maybe they had a double nuke moveset here. Let's see what the opponent has in back. And they bring out the Alomomola, so I'll take that. We can get to the Psychic pretty comfortably. Again, deal some pretty heavy neutral damage to this Alomomola. And do like, what, half damage? Not necessarily half, but maybe like 40% damage to this pretty big threat to our Camerupt. But now they've got quite an energy lead, and we get denied, which is pretty brutal. But that's okay. That's just kind of how the game is right now. It's pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. We can still come in, probably have to just farm down, give up both shields is what I'll end up doing. But they don't even get to another move, so I don't know if the opponent just was waiting to throw a Hydro Pump, hoping that they could reach it, or what. But now we can come in here, use our shield, get to this Overheat, forcing the opponent to either shield this nuke or the next nuke. And let's see what they want to do. They do shield this nuke, but again, I've got the Hyper Beam banked on the Electrode, so I'll just let this go. Hyper Beam, I know, will OHKO this Pokemon, so this game is signed, sealed, and delivered. It's ours. Shadow Electrode coming in with the absolute nuke Hyper Beam to close it out for us on this uber bulky Licky and uber spammy. And again, generally, a lot of my pink Shadow Pokemon pretty threatened by this Pokemon. I'd like to run Scolipede a little bit in this cup, which we will see more battles on here upcoming. But that Pokemon just generally pretty threatens our team comps with its spamminess, its bulk, and its rock type fast move. Again, another great lead for us. I kind of always go back and forth on how I play this out. I could just technically throw a move immediately once I get it, but then I give them 3 fast moves, like, free. So I don't like doing that, so I want to try and get them, like, cycle reset into, like, the throw 1 volt switch, throw the move, throw 1 volt switch, throw the move. But the opponent was smart, didn't let me do that, and they switch out into this Wigglytuff. And I think I make a bit of a mistake here by switching into my Slowbro. I should have come in with the Camerupt, but the opponent, oh my god, they live on 1 HP, that's horrible. Now we can come in with the Camerupt, get an energy lead, but them living that on 1 HP was so brutal for us. But now they've got another fire type in back, so I'm going to throw this Earth Power. We're baiting, right? This is resisted damage, but so would the overheat anyways, and the opponent doesn't call it. It would still do pretty solid damage anyway, so the opponent kind of has to shield that. But now we can come up here, build up to an overheat, hopefully on the CMP tie. Hopefully the opponent doesn't just overfarm, but they don't. They CMP tie us here. I guess we aren't throwing the overheat, still baiting. But look at that, resisted damage from Earth Power still takes out the flying type Pokemon. And now the opponent can, oh, do we get damage registration error there? No, I think the opponent actually got 1 turn bring in there, which is pretty brutal for them. I do apologize about that. I shouldn't have taken this game. Again, that's not how the game is supposed to work, but it's just one of those things that we're dealing with right now. So I think we get a little bit lucky there with the game kind of bugging out in our favor. But as we've seen, right, we've gotten the short end of that stick plenty of time. So honestly, it's about time that we got a win thrown our way because of it. So I'll take it. Again, sorry to the opponent, but hopefully they'll get some good other wins in their set too. And then into an interesting neutral lead here. I don't want this on our Slowbro because it can deal super effective damage. So I'm going to tank this damage, but they only throw a cross poison. So that doesn't debuff our damage. So I know that this foul play, undebuffed, threatens pretty big damage. And the opponent respects that. They give us the shield. And now I'm like, okay, you can have this Pokemon. Time for the Camerupt to come in, start farming up, and dealing pretty heavy, super effective damage on this Ariados. Almost 2 Incinerates would have taken it out, but they live by a little margin. But they let us sneak that move through, so even regardless of what they throw, which is a Mega Horn, which is crazy. So Cross Poison, Mega Horn on that Ariados. Wild move set, but I will take it. And then in comes a Medicham. So we've got a full set of energy loaded up. Go for 1 more Incinerate, go for the Overheat. They don't shield it, and now they come up with the Licky Licky. So I think I could probably get out of here, catch the Body Slam, which is huge. Because this Licky Licky could have Shadow Ball, which would threaten our Slowbro. But now that I know that they've only thrown that, what's it called? Body Slam with that catch, we know that we don't have to respect the damage. They only go for another Body Slam, so I can also tank that. I don't know if they'll outpace us to another Body Slam. They don't. We do throw an alignment. I was hoping it might be a CMP tie, maybe. But the opponent gives us the shield, and now I know that this game's over. Oh, we actually did get the debuff there, so again, that might be like the only debuff that we see in this video. Slowbro finally doing its job and debuffing somebody when the game is already won. Come in here. The opponent technically might have been able to catch there, but we called it right. They were going to go over farm. And now we've got a shield. Their opponent's 1 HP. 1 Incinerate takes it down. And that's a win for us. I'll take that. But again, y'all got to see that huge damage that the Stab Shadow Overheat threatens from the Camerupt. Almost OHKOing a full health Medicham is insane. That Pokemon is monumentally bulky. Again, great lead here. I might learn my lesson here and just go for the foul play immediately. I'm not too sure. Yep, do go for the foul play immediately. This does pull a shield right off the bat, but again, it does give them 3 whole free turns. So I think we do not outpace to this next move. So I'm just going to let this go down. The Electrode's done its job, got us that shield advantage. We've got a great matchup here with the Slowbro. So we can come in, give them a shield for this incoming potential Shadow Ball. And they do throw the Shadow Ball, so that's good. So we know that they aren't like even closer to another Shadow Ball. And we get the full farm down. So I've got a pretty loaded Slowbro and a Camerupt in back. So let's see what the opponent has. They come in with a Bruxish, which is a pretty tricky Pokemon for us. It can technically learn a super effective Crunch to be thrown into our Slowbro. But I don't know. Yeah, they don't build up to it. This is just a Psychic Fangs. I know that. So I'm letting this go, saving our shield. Don't want to get too liberal with spending all of our shields because, again, the Shadow Camerupt in back, pretty glassy Pokemon. Well, let's see what we want to do here. We do get the debuff on the first Scald, which, again, pretty nice. And then they throw immediately, so I know, okay, sweet. I can come in here, get an energy lead with the Camerupt, and hopefully whatever they have in back, we can nuke or one-hit KO. And they come in with the Scrafty, so we can Throw this Earth Power. 3 Incinerates have landed, so this should be enough to KO, but let's see. And it is. Again, monumental damage coming in from that Pokemon, and we get 1 more Incinerate off to farm down that Bruxish. So that is huge. Camerupt really, really showing off its offensive potential here in this game. But like I said, you've really got to be mindful of how glassy it is, and you've got to save shields for it. But yeah, a 4-1 set to lead off this video. I'll take it, getting some of our hard lost elo back and crawling our way up toward the 2500 that we want to aim for as our like kind of floating baseline and into the next set. Again, great lead. Fire types were all over the meta when I built this team. So again, I had to get away from the Shadow Scizor, I had to get away from the Shadow Scolipede, and this opponent actually does stay mindful of those potential cycle resets, so they keep farming. But now, I know that I can just keep farm them all the way down, and we've got so much energy built up. They come with the Medicham, we've got a potential Hyper Beam, so I'm actually baiting here and hoping that the opponent is fearful of that damage, and they are. So now we can safely build up, hang on by a thread, and get to this actual Hyper Beam. Let's see if the opponent wants to respect this damage. Oh, and they do, so we don't land the beam, but we get to see that beautiful animation anyways. And now, I know that my Slowbro can come in here and resist any potential damage coming from this Medicham, and I will take that. So gonna eat this Psychic like it's nothing, and now let's see what the opponent wants to do. They're staying in, actually, so I'm gonna throw this move, and then see how we want to play out of this. If the opponent survives it, that would be tricky. But now they come in with the Mad Cargo, so I swap in pretty quickly so I can actually get to this, what's it called? Earth Power before they can build up enough of an energy advantage to outpace us to getting to that move. As long as I swapped out before they finished their first Incinerate, we were technically like on equal pacing, especially since I had a shield left to hide behind for whatever they threw at us. So we get that dub, get that double effective Earth Power to get the KO in the end. But if they didn't have shields down, that would have been a little bit tricky for us because our Incinerates were double resisted by their Mad Cargo. Great lead to start off in this next battle, and they safe swap into a Pokemon that is also good for our lead Pokemon. So I'm going to throw this Foul Play, pull a shield, or do some pretty heavy damage, and then probably safe swap into the Camerupt if I had to guess. And yeah, here we go. Now that we've got an energy advantage, I'm perfectly comfortable giving a shield back to try and go for a big farm down. We don't quite get the sneak there, which is a little bit brutal. So now we're probably going to have to give up both shields if we want to fully farm this Pokemon down. And yeah, there it is. So, again, I don't really mind, right? Because we'll have 100 energy banked on this Camerupt, and it will threaten basically any Pokemon that comes in. So let's see what the opponent has. And that was what? The Bruxish again? So yeah, throw this move. It'll one-shot if they don't shield it. Oh, it doesn't quite one-shot. That's crazy. But now we have a move banked. Probably going to switch out immediately. And yeah, here we go. We've got the Slowbro. This Wigglytuff. Started seeing a lot of Wigglytuffs in the cup as well. I think I do throw an alignment there, which is pretty brutal. But wanted to get this Scald off, hoping that I could pull a shield. And we do pull a shield. So now I know it's game over. We've got the Electrode, but we don't need the Electrode. We can just come in and throw that Overheat and be done with it. But I might get fearful that we actually don't get this. Oh, we do. Okay, so we come in straight with the Camerupt. The opponent didn't go for a throw anyways, so if we did get one turn bring in, the opponent might have been able to actually beat us to the charge move getting off and coming away with a win there, and that would have been the worst way to lose that game. But we got lucky, the game behaved like it was supposed to, and we get the Overheat off to take out that Wigglytuff, so I will take that. And now, again, great lead. Electrode into Talonflame. We aren't seeing too many of the rollout users in these battle sets, and I think that's why we went so positive, because this team, if it doesn't see those rollout users, can handle them pretty well. The opponent baits the Flame Charge here. I guess not, it's not a bait, it's what they should be throwing. But now we can do that move that I mentioned. 1 Volt Switch, throw. 1 Volt Switch, throw. It's incredible timing if you've got a 4-turn fast move into a 5-turn fast move and you have enough damage or energy to throw a move. And now, since I have both shields, I don't mind coming in here and just farming down with another Pokemon with that shield advantage. Probably the Camerupt, again, because we've seen how much damage these moves do from this Pokemon. And if they do come in with a rollout user or a counter user here, we can definitely take them out. So let's see what the opponent wants to do. I'm going to overfarm because I'm a bit mindful that I want to stay energy like ahead for whatever they have in back. But they throw in a Licky, so I'm just going to rebank the move, give them a shield here, and see what we want to do. We should be able to come in here and fully farm all the way down before they get to a potential Shadow Ball, and we do. So now I know it's game over. The opponent cannot take us out because we have that Overheat banked on the Camerupt, and we win CMP over the Pokemon. But we actually live this foul play, and then the Slowbro is going to get to close out this game. So we get to this Scald, and this should be enough damage to take out the Scrafty, and it is. So we thought we had a win con stored, but we didn't even need it. The Slowbro had enough bulk to come in here and clutch that up for us. So that is huge. I will take that. And now we've got, here we are with the rollout users. This might be a little bit tricky because on lead, right, I don't have any sort of an energy advantage. And I want to get to this Hyper Beam. So if the opponent just immediately throws an Earthquake, I do believe that they can take us out before we can actually threaten any damage. So I'm going to respect it with the shield. They bait us with the Body Slam, which is a little bit brutal. But then they immediately throw it. So I'll take that. I know that I can live this, and now I can just keep farming up. Now that we've built up so much energy, I am actually going to bait with a foul play, expecting the opponent to respect the damage. But they let it go because they were like, okay, we got an advantage with that move, so they didn't mind giving us the Licky Licky. But a bit of a mistake on our end. That's okay. We can come out of here with an energy advantage on our Slowbro. They come in with a Area Dose, which I don't like because we don't get a move off. If I had the Legacy move Surf, I would have been able to threaten a shield, but that's okay. We didn't want to use the Elite Charge TM, so we were stuck with Scald. But now, right, I can come in, give them one shield potentially, and fully farm all the way down with this Camerupt. But I know that I can tank this, so I'm not going to give them a shield. I don't really mind too much. But again, Resisted Lunge, that does a decent bit of damage. We're already in the yellow health on this Camerupt, which is crazy, because they were dealing double super effective, or double resisted damage, and double, and then single resisted damage to us. And now they got a Mad Cargo, but it's a Rock Throw Mad Cargo, so that is not good for us. So we've got to try and get to these double moves here. And let's see if the opponent wants to give us their last shield, and then we've got to try and play our way out of this with our Electrode. But I'm not too sure that's how it goes. Yeah, the opponent, for whatever reason, doesn't respect the Earth Power, and they give us the whole Pokemon. So I don't think we should have been able to win that game. But the opponent, for whatever reason, decided to get fancy and try to call a bait or something. Maybe they misclicked and actually accidentally sent their shield away. But that Earthquake or Earth Power snuck through a shield and gets the one-hit KO. So I will take that. Interesting lead again into the next battle with this Clefairy, or Clefable. But again, they don't build up to a potential threatening move, so I'm going to let this go. It's just a Swift. I don't know if we can get to this Hyper Beam in time, so I'm actually baiting a Discharge here. And let's see if the opponent wants to respect it. And they do. They give us a shield, so I'm thinking, all right, Electrode, you're done. Sorry, but we got the shield advantage. Now time to let the backline shine. And that Swift doesn't quite take us out, so they get even more farm, which is a little bit brutal for us. But I don't mind all that much. We might actually respect this Moonblast coming in and give him a shield, but we don't, so we're just going to let this go. Is a Moonblast. And look how much damage that did. That was a resisted move, and it did like over 80% of our health. That's insane. And now they've got a really bulky Licky Licky in back, which is pretty brutal for us. Let's see if we can actually play out of this. I'm not too sure we will be able to. Building up as much energy as we can, try to get our move thrown on really good timing. Throwing this Scald, the opponent doesn't respect it, so now I know that I can just shield this, farm all the way down, and then threaten their backline Pokemon. They do throw their nuke, so I know that they cannot get to another nuke on us. They don't even get to another move, and now I've got a huge energy advantage, and we get to the Scald before the opponent's backline Pokemon Talonflame even lands its first Incinerate. So I know that all we have to do is get them to Overheat range, but we get a little bit fancy, go for the CMP Sack Swap, knowing we can waste the opponent's energy and get some heavy damage off. But that heavy damage ends up KOing, so that was game. That's it. And I will take that. And I think that's the end of this set. And yeah, here we go. It's a 5-0 set. Wow, I fumbled the toss on that one capture right there. But yeah, it's a 5-0 set. We gain a ton of elo back into 2250. Spoiler alert, we are no longer there. I think we were like right around like 2200, but it is what it is. It's the Love Cup. It's just torment out here. So excited for our next battles. But again, tons of fun with these two sets where we did have some success with this team comp. And then in our next battles, we'll have some Scolipede action, maybe some Shadow Charizard action. I just need some rare candies for it. And then yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully the Love Cup will end here soon, and we can get back into the insane spice in the more regular leagues. But that's all from me. YetiNope TV out. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay excited for our next upcoming videos. Thank you, and have a good night.